Here's my review of Mickey 17. I'm not keeping this hat on, I look like an absolute idiot. So last night I was lucky enough to be invited to an early screening of Mickey 17 by the wonderful people over at Warner Brothers UK. The film is a very cool film. I actually had no expectations going into this film. It wasn't really on my most anticipated list at all this year, but I was pleasantly surprised. Patterson is fantastic in this film. The dual role he plays with Mickey 17 and Mickey 18, without going into spoilers, is really interesting. One is quite soft and childlike, and the other is a bit more sort of insane, to say the least. His portrayal of the two characters is fantastic, and it's something that is a standout from this film. I will be surprised if he's not on a list for Oscar nominations later on in the year. The other standout for me is Mark Ruffalo. He plays the most irritating person I've ever met in my entire life, but it's intentional. You do find him super irritating throughout the whole film. However, it feels familiar of a particular political figure at the moment. But yeah, he is incredible in this film. Toni Collette is great. So is Stephen Yeun. Very, very good. The cast is fantastic, and the director is fantastic as well. And all the direction in the film itself is really good. The cinematography, the visual style, it's a lot funnier than I was expecting, considering the last film he directed was obviously Parasite, which wasn't really that funny. I was expecting less humour, but the humour works really well. The story's interesting, and there's definitely a lot of political underlines, and it feels like a bit of a political satire, which was a bit interesting in itself as well. You know, past politicalness and also current political state of the world is quite interesting to see this in this particular film. But yeah, check it out on the biggest screen possible. It was beautiful on the IMAX. Like I say, cinematography was great, direction's great, score's great, and the cast is great. I'd give it a solid 4 stars out of 5. The only slightly negative thing I had about it was sometimes the pacing feels slightly off, in the sense that we have momentum and then all of a sudden it's almost like someone's taking their foot off the pedal and then it kind of gets pushed back on. So it doesn't really affect it too much, but there is some slight pacing issues throughout the film. But I think general audiences will be surprised and really impressed by how Robert Pattinson has come from sparkly vampire to mainstay actor. Anyway, once you've seen it, let me know below. I'd like to hear your thoughts, and as always, peace.